Yo, what's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to Go Line Hockey. It's your boy, Kevin Forte. Guys, we're taking a look today at a pretty significant trade. We've talked about the Oilers. I just made a video this morning talking about the Edmonton Oilers potentially trading for Duncan Keith of the Chicago Blackhawks, and it is now written in blood, as Ken Holland has gone out and acquired the three-time Stanley Cup champion, future Hall of Famer of the Blackhawks, Duncan Keith. Now, the details of this trade are a little bit interesting, and there are a lot of people that don't like this trade. There are some people that are in the middle. It seems pretty polarizing, though. For the most part, you either love this trade or you hate it, and there's two different ways to look at it. So, the Edmonton Oilers acquire Duncan Keith in the final 2 years of his $5.5 million contract. In exchange, the Chicago Blackhawks pick up Caleb Jones and a third-round draft pick. Okay, so the Oilers side of things. Now, we know the Oilers are going to have some issues with their defense. I talked about that in my video this morning. Just a quick plug to check that out. We kind of talked about how the Oilers were keying in on maybe a Duncan Keith or a Mark Giordano or a defenseman in free agency. It seems like they've decided to go with Duncan Keith here. Now, there's some good things and some bad things for the Oiler fans out there. You pick up Duncan Keith, who, like I said, he's won 3 Stanley Cups. He is a future Hall of Famer in the NHL. May even get his number retired, the number 2 in Chicago. But we are looking at a situation here where he is getting older, and his speed has been a problem for the Blackhawks over the last couple of years, and not to mention the $5.5 million cap hit, and it doesn't look like the Blackhawks retained any of it. There is some concern on that side of things. And you're looking at Duncan Keith as, at best, a second-pairing defenseman. More than likely, by the end of this contract, will be a third pairing or even on the scratch pad for the Oilers. Ken Holland, who needs to clear out cap space for his team, this is a little bit of a questionable move. I wouldn't have minded it as much if the Oilers had the Blackhawks retained some of the salary, but at this point, it does not look like any salary was retained by the Blackhawks. Now, what do the Blackhawks get in this trade? Well, they pick up Caleb Jones, a defenseman we've been talking about potentially going to the Chicago Blackhawks in this deal. He's the 23-year-old defenseman, right shot defenseman. And we know what the real integration of this is. They are looking at a way to bring in Seth Jones to the Chicago Blackhawks. So, you kill 2 birds with 1 stone here if you're Stan Bowman and the Hawks management. You clear out $5.5 million worth of cap space, and you bring in a young defenseman, right? That's good enough. And you also bring in the brother of Seth Jones, which just shows Seth Jones, listen, we're committed here. We're willing to bring in your brother. Why don't you come join him here in the Windy City? And they also, just to throw a little sweetener on there, they also pick up a third-round draft pick from the Edmonton Oilers in this year's draft. So, it's a pretty good trade for the Chicago Blackhawks. I'm not completely shocked at the price. I was expecting a draft pick and Caleb Jones to get in this deal, and I just want to throw a little love to some of the people that were going after me this morning, saying, let's just go right to the comments, just so I could kind of get in these guys' face. So this one person said, Keith and Giordano are not the options here. My defense options for the Oilers are right here. They just acquired Duncan Keith, so thank you very much. And who's the other person? What color is the sky on your planet? Keith is 38 with $11 million owed. You think the Oilers give up a 23-year-old defenseman and a draft pick for a guy whose best years were 10 years ago? Keep dreaming, buddy. You sound like a Leafs fan. Well, yeah, they just did acquire that 38-year-old defenseman for a draft pick and that 23-year-old defenseman. So thank you very much for that comment. Probably helped the algorithm, and I just made you look like an idiot. So you might want to delete that comment when you get a chance before everybody sees that and roast the shit out of you. But anyway, this is a good trade for the Blackhawks, and that's not necessarily why I'm wearing this jersey. I think the Oilers can win in this trade if they win the Stanley Cup with Duncan Keith next year. Now, I'm not saying Keith is the core piece, the skill piece that brings them to a Stanley Cup championship. But when you're in the locker room And especially in that series they just had against the Winnipeg Jets, maybe that's the catalyst for what maybe sets this team up. You have a Duncan Keith in the room who has that experience, and maybe he settles down the boys in the locker room. And I think that's what you're getting from a guy like Duncan Keith. He's not there for the skill. But we've seen other situations where it's worked. Johnny Boychuk with the New York Islanders, who was making $6 million on the cap, but there were intangibles to the game other than just putting up points that he was able to bring to get the Islanders to where they wanted to go. And I think I see sort of the similar thing here with Duncan Keith. So, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave your comments and your predictions so that way I can prove them wrong when they come true in future videos. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see more videos just like this, trade alerts, off-season updates, rumors, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and an even bigger subscribe down below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.